And what is going on Facebook, YouTube, and now Twitch? Ladies and gentlemen, it is good to be back. I am your host with the motherfucking ghost, Scuba Steve, finally bringing you the 6th episode of Somewhat Supernatural. I did have to take a little break. You know, we ended stuff kind of towards the end of the year on a high note with episode 5 of Somewhat Supernatural, and you know, we took a little break just because the holidays came up, and you know, we had New Year's and Christmas, New Year's, or whatever, and then I ended up catching COVID, and it hit me pretty hard. So I'm still dealing with a little bit of breathing issues and stuff, but I am here and I am ready to bring you episode 6, the long-awaited episode 6 of Somewhat Supernatural. And everybody's been messaging me, Scuba, when are you doing episode 6? When are you doing episode 6? So I got the guys together. We're still missing 2 of our co-hosts that should be coming in here soon. And I'll bring them up once they do come in here. But right now, I want to introduce one of my co-hosts, my supernatural brother from another mother, the one, the only, and Joe, because he is the and Joe in the Ghost Vatos. Here we go.
Yeah.
So hold that thought real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, making his late debut, as also, always making his late debut, the one, the only, the bald baby himself, Mr. Magic.
The man, baby.
How's it going, brother?
The man, baby.
What's up, man? Chill. Finally got this thing to work, so what's up?
That's good, man. That's good. Well, we just started, we're just talking about, why it's been so long since I've done episode, getting episode 6 started. I was talking about how I had COVID and, just the holidays and stuff, and getting everything situated for this comeback of Somewhat Supernatural. So it's good to be back. It's good to have you guys on here. My supernatural brothers from Darkseid Paranormal are joining me today. We are still waiting for one other member, Miss TJ. We're gonna call her Miss TJ because she's always late. So what have you guys been up to? Joe, introduce yourself to people.
Oh, I'm Joe, newest member of Darkseid Paranormal, the Rook.
Yeah, Rook.
Whatever you want to call me. But I just been hanging out, just ate some Whataburger. Just waiting for this. We were supposed to do it at 6, and we were supposed to do it at 8, and we said 7:30, and well, it's 8 now, so
yeah,
we're somewhat on a schedule.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're here, whatever, so fuck it. That's all that matters, is that we're here, we're putting on the show, and it's gonna go good. It's gonna go good. So, Mike, what have you been up to, man?
Trying to get this goddamn app to work so I can get on here. Other than that, I'm about to find some headphones. I think I have some somewhere. And waiting for my equipment to come in. I just got in my gimbal, so.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
And then I got my EM pump in. Finally sent this back and got it back to get recalibrated.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because I mean, that thing was, I don't want to say it was way off, but you could definitely tell it needed to be recalibrated.
Yeah, so apparently what the issue with that whole thing is that, yeah, it did need to be recalibrated by them, but this music box only works when there's nothing in front of it. There literally can't be anything in front of it. Even if it's a stationary object, there can't be anything in front of it because it's so sensitive that once something passes in front of it, or once it detects something within that, I think I have a 6-foot range on mine, it'll go off automatically, even if it's something just in the hallway, like a desk or something.
Okay, yeah. And there was definitely a bunch of shit the first time that we used it, there was a bunch of shit in front of it.
So it has to have a 6-foot radius clear all the way around it?
No, just in front of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the issue was, when we first started using it at that one investigation that Mike and I did, he would turn it on and it would just start playing automatically. What I would have to do is I would get it and I would put my hand in front of the sensor and then take my hand off and it would work okay. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, there was a couple of issues with it, but it worked out pretty good.
Nice.
So
yeah, I got a message saying my REM pod is at UPS ready to ship out. They printed the label. I'm hoping it gets here before Yorktown. It's shipping from Pennsylvania, so
Well, it shouldn't take too long, man. Especially if it's going through UPS.
Yeah.
UPS is pretty good about getting that
Yeah.
stuff. So let me see. I'm trying to share. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and copy the link. I'm just gonna share this to our Darkseid Paranormal page.
It'll go live on there as well.
Yeah, that way people can see that, hey, these assholes are live on here. You know, it's my show. I do what I want. You know what I mean? There's really no. There's some structure to the show, but hey,
I don't like the fire zombies.
I do what I want.
More damage to you.
So, but so what all new equipment have you ordered, Joe? Like for the investigation?
Let me see.
We do have a big investigation coming up, which is the Yorktown Hospital next weekend, and I know we're all trying to gear up and trying to make sure that we're all ready for this huge investigation that we have coming up.
Yeah, so far, right now, I just ordered the digital EMF reader. It's got a temperature fluctuation on it as well. Let me see what else. I ordered the SB11 spirit box, which is crazy. I tested it out the other day. There's no outside interference, AM, FM. It's got dual channels. It does forward, reverse sweep, anywhere from 50, it sweeps from 50 all the way up to 300, I believe. So the sweep rate. That thing's nice. I like it a lot. It also has a temperature fluctuation on that as well. I didn't know I had that. I didn't read all the descriptions, and I'm waiting on the REM pod too.
That's pretty cool. Temperature fluctuation.
Yeah. It goes plus or it's got let's see. It's got 1 degree increments up to plus or minus 5 degrees of what the temperature is in the room.
Oh, that's cool.
So
that is
that's pretty much exactly how it's supposed to work. Those REM pods, I mean, that's their main function.
Well, that's the SB11. It's got the temperature fluctuation on it.
Oh, no shit. That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that it fucking had that. You know what I mean? And that's one of the ones I wanted to get, first, but I wanted one of you assholes to buy it first to make sure that it's worth it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Like I said, I didn't expect it to be as big as it was, but yeah, it's nice. It's real good. And then I got that REM pod 2.0, hopefully coming in by the time we leave for Yorktown. But yeah, that's gonna be my thing.
We have our first. Oh, well, there's two. We got two people in the chat right now.
Philip and Ben.
Philip and Ben, how's it going, fellas? I know Ben has gone on an investigation with us before when we went out to the plantation house.
So that's right. Yeah, when it burned down.
Yeah, and that's when I got stung in the hand by a fucking hornet. So Ben is very familiar with Somewhat Supernatural and Darkseid Paranormal. Philip's a really good friend. He's always commenting on our Supernatural posts and stuff. So it's good to see you guys here. So Mike, what you have anything else coming up in store for our investigation at Yorktown?
So for those of y'all that don't know, we have this gimbal. Well, the reason I ordered the gimbal is because one of the pieces that I'm bringing to the investigation that I should get in tomorrow evening, it says, is it's actually a full spectrum body cam. So I can put the full spectrum body cam, has an IR light. Of course, we have extra IR lights to attach to it. And now I'm hands-free and I can use the gimbal with probably my cell phone to get a little extra video going and see what I'm seeing the entire time through the body cam.
I want to be hands-free so you can jerk them demons off. Don't even play. That's why you want to be hands-free. Mike's like that. He's always like, I'm going to run over here by myself and touch this ghost PP.
Hey, whatever gets us the most, evidence, I'm down.
Oh, shit, we got Pedro in the motherfucking house from bands such as Rez and Seattle Rising. Pedro. He's also got a podcast that he does with like movie reviews and show reviews and stuff. And I forget what it's called, Pete. What's it called, Pete? Put it in the chat so other people can see. So, the reason I wanted you guys here today is because, of course, you are my supernatural brother in arms, and we spend a lot of time together, doing our investigations and stuff. But also, we all know about the topic for this show, which is the Lechusa. Even Joe, of course, Joe being the Caucasian that he is.
The lightest member.
The lightest skinned
Yes.
member. Ben says,
Unlight-skinned.
Ben said, "What's wrong with a demon jerk? We all got goals, man." Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that's why he
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with
Just
it at
be
all.
gentle.
Good luck putting that on your resume.
Yeah,
I did it for real.
it did not work out for Mike. So,
Well, I married into the Hispanic heritage, so
Yeah,
I hear
of course.
all the stories.
and we adopted you. We adopted you. I mean, your taco
Oh, yeah.
intake is enough for you to be, Hispanic. So you're good. You're good.
Yes.
So, I wanted to bring you guys on so we could talk about the Lechuza and what all we have heard. So, it's called Heat the Heat Show. He did a review recently of the 2 seasons of Titans, which is really, really, really good. It's a really good show. If you guys haven't seen it on HBO Max, Titans, it's really good. But back to the Lechuza, we've all at some point heard stories or heard legends or something, So, some people might not know what a lechusa is. And so basically, for those of you that don't know, a lechusa is a legendary creature from Mexican folklore. It usually describes a witch, or in Spanish, a bruja, who can transform into an owl, but retains her human face and hair. Some tales say she's the size of a regular owl. Others say she's the size of a human. So every time I've heard the story, it's always that it's a human-sized, you know what I mean? It's a human-sized owl. It's not something that is
A
regular
small barn
small
owl.
creature. Yeah, it's a huge creature. Those are the legends that I grew up with. Now, I do have personal experience with the lechuzas, and it's funny because when I was a teenager, my grandma would tell me, "Oh, don't do this, don't do that. The lechusa's gonna get you if you're out too late, or you're gonna hear you're gonna hear a whistle. Don't whistle back, blah blah blah." And those are all things that we grew up with here in South Texas. So I was always paranoid being outside late at night, and walking down the streets late at night because my girlfriend lived down the street from me, so I would sneak out or whatever and go over there, and but it was always in my head. It was always in the back of my head. Don't be out late at night because Lechusa's gonna get you. So my cousin Eric and I, and man, I wish I should have thought about bringing him on. I should have fucking brought him on because he could have backed this up 1000%. Every time we hung out together as teenagers,
the Lechusa raped you.
No, we would see the fucking Lechusa, dude. Every fucking time, it never failed. So from the age of like 16 to 18, anytime we would go to a school dance at night, we would see a fucking Lechusa on the side of the road. Or even one time we were driving, and it was after a school dance, so it was already late at night, and we're driving home, and we saw Lechusa fly over us, and it stayed with us, like following us down the fucking highway. And so, we just kind of, we would make fun of, the situation. Hey, every time we hang out, this shit happens. But every time that we were hanging out, we were doing shit we weren't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like we were out way past curfew, or, fucking somewhere we weren't supposed to be, So it was like, okay, was that just our minds? You know what I mean? Like, it could have just been an owl. You know what I mean? It could have just been coincidence that we saw this fucking owl every time. Or was it the fucking lechusa, like my grandma would say? You know what I mean? But back to when I said, my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend at the time, Sarah, she used to live down the street from me. And I had snuck over one time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had snuck over one time.
Scuba.
Yeah. I was a bad kid. And I'm not saying, children, I'm not saying do this stuff because this is not good stuff to do. Do not do this. Oh, who do we got this? I think that's TJ, but his
shout out TJ Bowser.
No, not TJ Bowser. Not TJ Bowser. I think this is our TJ. Let me see.
Oh, he's coming in. No, TJ was in the chat. Bowser.
Oh, Bowser's in the chat. Oh, there he is, TJ Bowser. But this is our Vato Todd. Vato Todd, are you here? Are you there? We can't see you, man. All right, I'm
Probably
not trying
better off.
Yeah, he's gonna need to back out and come back in. But so I'm sneaking out of the house, and I walk over. No big deal, it's about midnight, and then whoa, how did that come up? That's weird.
Nice.
Very nice. I didn't do that. I don't know how that happened.
It was the Lechusa.
It was the Lechusa.
You said its name too many times, bro.
I did nothing of the sort.
In the mirror, in the dark. It's over.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
No, I was outside.
Oh yeah, I was outside.
It's outside.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Inside joke. Inside joke.
Yeah, the whole "it was outside" is an inside joke because we were at an investigation. We were doing at the Lavaca jail, and we heard something, and I was like, "Oh, it was outside," or "It could have been outside." I don't even remember what the fuck I said. So now, anytime I say something, these assholes are like, "Oh, it was outside. It was outside."
It was outside, bro. Don't count.
Outside.
Debunked outside.
That's how I know Lechusa's not actually real. Because
they're
anytime you talk about it, you said it outside.
It's a true story.
Whatever. Fuck.
No, me and Scuba were talking about this before you came on, Mike. Remember the picture you took at Chapita's grave? It looked like there was an owl face in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I mean, and that could have easily been a fucking Lechusa, but Mike was already annoyed at Pita's grave.
Yeah, but I don't know how just the face came out. That's what tripped me out.
That was the only part that really caught my eye. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you would have been able to see feathers and anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was a really weird picture. And I wish we had the picture so I could show it. I would have brought it up. But it was really cool because, like, out of nowhere, because we really didn't catch anything out there. You know what I mean? But except for that face.
And we found out it wasn't even her gravesite either, where she died.
Yeah. So debunked. It was
That's kind of disappointing.
Debunked.
So anyway, so I had snuck over. You know what I mean? I had snuck over to my ex-girlfriend's house, and we whatever. Anyways, I went home at 3:00 in the morning, and as I was leaving and walking out of her fence, I heard like whoosh, whoosh, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I looked over, and there's this huge tree behind her garage, and I see this huge fucking bird. Like, I'm talking huge bird, dude. This wingspan was fucking huge. Like, I don't know how big, but it was big. It was like it could have carried me away, And so I'm like, what the hell? So I take off, like, hauling ass down the street because I'm like, fuck this shit. And then I hear it like making this weird like whistling noise. And it wasn't like an owl noise. It was like whistles, like if a fucking human was sitting in the tree whistling. And so, part of the legend is you're supposed to cuss it out so it doesn't fucking get you. So I start cussing.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, okay, I didn't know that.
I'm like screaming, fuck you, you stupid bitch. You're not gonna fuck you. As I'm like jogging because of back then I wasn't like in super great shape, but I was in better shape now. I could run, I could run back then. And so I get home and I'm like, holy shit, that was a fucking Lechuza. And I never went over to her house sneaking out ever again after that.
Taught you a lesson, cabrón.
It did. It fucking taught me a lesson. And that was also the same night that my grandma caught me sneaking back in after I had snuck out, and she hit me with a fucking sartén across the head, which is a pan. She hit me with a pan as I was sneaking back. So I had never, did.
Ben said it was just your shame following you.
It might have been, but I mean,
guilt and shame, buddy.
But I don't have shame. I'm not. I mean, come on, you guys know me. I have no shame.
You should. I'm just saying.
You should. You really should.
I remember from Chapita's grave in the car ride.
Okay, first of all, let me go there because I have that video ready right now. Keep talking shit. I'll play that.
Russian disinformation.
Yeah.
It was Russia. It was all Russia.
Oh goodness.
So you guys, once we start putting out our fucking footage from our shit, you'll understand. We have a lot of inside jokes that we say.
Yeah, when are we going to start putting stuff up on our page as far as videos or pictures, stuff like that?
So, real quick before Scuba jumps on with what I know he's going to say about the main page, because that's where he's going to come in, I am actually going to start putting small bits of shit on the Instagram because it's a little bit easier.
Okay.
Don't do it. We have more followers on fucking Facebook.
Yeah,
I don't know. If you can I get out of this and come back in?
No, you cannot fucking leave. I can go to the fucking Instagram on the page.
Yeah, go to Instagram because when I left the Chinese restaurant, there was like 700 and something, and that was like 30 minutes after I told you there was like over 550.
Which is good, man. Like I love that we just made it and we're already getting. We have 929 followers already.
Dang.
929, and we literally just started our Instagram and we have 929 followers. So if you guys want to go check out our Instagram page, Mike's in charge of that. So if you message that page, Mike will be the one that responds to you. It's a Darkseid Paranormal CC, and you'll see our logo and our little mascot Grogu that goes on our ghost hunts with us. So
he's our 5th investigator.
He is our 5th investigator. So y'all be sure to check.
Or our TJ replacement.
Yes.
TJ Bowser said Steve has a huge hog. Yes, I do. What? Don't get mad, Mike. Don't get mad. So, let me go ahead and give a little bit about the Lechusa. Since Spanish colonial times, generations of children in South Texas and across the sorry, I get out of breath reading shit. So if I pause a couple times, I'm sorry, it's just the COVID.
Hit the inhaler.
Yeah. Despite that, an internet search shows that tradition of the Lechusa is mostly an oral tradition. One of the main themes in the stories regarding the Lechusa is that the creature was once a woman who was wronged and who was seeking revenge. Some say the Lechusa is a woman by day and turns into a huge owl by night. They also say that the Lechusa snatches kids because her own child was killed by angry villagers for a crime he did not commit. Now that sounds a lot like what happened with Chipita. You know what I mean? With the legend of Chipita, that they accused her son of some shit, but they ended up killing Chipita instead of her son. So that's kind of interesting that is very similar to those two legends. So there's variations that the child was killed by a drunk, and so now the Lechusa exacts revenge by hanging around bars, waiting until closing time to attack bar patrons who stumble out into the street after hours, not knowing the danger from the sky about to rain down on them. In some legends, the Lechusa is not a shape-shifting person at all, but a witch's familiar, much like a black cat, and does the bidding of the witch, attacking people and destroying property on her command. Others say the bird is a minion of Satan himself. Not only is the Lechusa said to take humans as prey, it also preys upon the negative emotions of humans, acting as a psychic vampire, drawing power out from emotions surrounding human conflict and distress. The Lechusa has been known to appear outside of houses during domestic quarrels, waiting for one of the people involved to storm out of the house and then be snatched and carried to the Lechusa's lair. That sounds like the creeper from Jeepers Creepers. That's all.
That part is the one that I used to hear when I was younger. When I was a kid, my mom, well, my whole family really, they'd be like, "Yeah, if you start arguing and being ugly to people inside the house, the juice is gonna be out there waiting for you."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, so, I mean, it could have just been them, trying to get us to have proper manners and shit. But hey, we're good fucking way to do it. You know what I mean?
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah. So the Lechusa has a special fondness for children, especially for those who wander away from home after dark. Like I said, Grandma said, don't go out after dark. Don't sneak out because Lechusa's going to get your ass. If you feel secure in your home, the creature will make crying sounds like a baby to lure you out of your house. So imagine sitting in your house, just chill as fuck, watching TV, and you hear a fucking baby like crying outside. Now, I know most of us would go see why the fuck there was a baby crying outside. You know what I mean?
No.
I might peek out the window.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had my door open and I heard a baby crying outside, I'd go fucking look. But that's just me. Sure. I don't fucking know.
You get trained professionals for that, bro. I'm not a
You
baby
know what?
handler.
Right.
I'm not scared, bro. I'm not scared.
I'm not scared of babies.
I'm scared of you're scared of which ladies that cry like babies.
Exactly.
So it's also been known to make a whistling sound, like a human whistling. If you answer back with a whistle of your own, the Lechusa will swoop down and carry you away. So you can't do shit. You gotta fucking just shut the fuck up, don't look at shit, and just go the fuck home. Because if not, then you gonna die.
Now at the jail, remember Whistling Jim? And I heard whistling.
Yeah.
What if it was a Lechusa instead of Whistling Jim?
That and it's totally possible in that hick ass town we were in. You know what I mean? Like it was literally there was like nothing there. So it could have been a fucking Lechusa. I mean, and it was outside.
It was outside though.
And you know, and I started thinking that video that Mike says, those glowing eyes that you sent, Joe.
Mhm.
I don't remember if there was a fucking tree out there or not that would have reflected that if
Not
there was
sure.
a creature or something out there, because it could have fucking well been a fucking Lechusa.
Yeah, and what we should have done, and now looking back, this is why I want to do more investigation before Yorktown too. With Yorktown, I want to get footage, film, pictures, everything of the outside of it during the day.
Yeah.
That way, in case we catch something outside the window, like during our investigation, we can go back and see if there's a tree outside or anything like that.
Yeah.
Now, what I do remember, because this was the second time for Scuba and I to go to that jail.
Mhm.
There were trees, of course, in that back area of the jail, but
Yeah.
they were so far back. They were outside of the rec yard because there was nothing around
Yeah.
the jail itself.
Yeah,
So,
because the
I mean,
rec yard was all fenced in; it was just grass.
Yeah, and I mean there were trees, but it was outside of that fenced area. So
Yeah,
I mean, for
at least 20,
something to
30
be in a
feet out.
tree that big to make a supposed glowing eye in that video part that we're talking about, I mean, it would have had to been like right on the window or about 50 feet tall, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, fuck.
Big Lechusa.
Oh shit! Hold up! Making a more later entrance is our paranormal princess. The one
Looks like he's
and only
driving.
DJ.
The
Are
one
you
and
driving
only.
and podcasting? Are you driving
Yes, I
and
am.
podcasting right now? You are gonna die.
I got the spirits
Podcast
my
on the
back.
go.
You rebel. You're such a rebel, you. So we were just talking about the Lechusa, man. Have you ever had any experience with the Lechusa?
Dude, believe it or not, back in it was like 2010, I was on location and local job driving, and I saw this this hairless creature, and I didn't know what to see with it. It was running beside my car and it just ran into the woods. When I got home, I watched some kind of episode and it looked just like a Lechusa. I was like, whoa. It was pretty crazy, man. It looked like a Doberman, but with just no hair. And
Like a Doberman?
Yeah,
That's like a
basically looked
chupacabra.
it looked like a dog, but it was no hair at all. And it had
Well,
like
That sounds more like a chupacabra.
Yeah,
that sounds
dude.
more like a Nawal. I think that's what they're called, Nawals. They're like they're shapeshifters, essentially, kind of like a skinwalker.
Skinwalker.
But it's in the Mexican legends.
Oh, that's the dog from Coco, right?
No, that's a fucking alabrije.
Hey, that's a good visual. That's a good visual.
No, that's a fucking alabrije. That's a totally different.
Oh, my bad.
Totally different thing. No, but while I was doing
Cat
research,
Melody says.
when I was doing research for the Lechusa, I did come across something called a Nawal, which is essentially the Mexican version of a skinwalker, and it is more of the times it's a male figure than a female figure of a Nawal, from what I read. So,
Melody's asking, what is its weaknesses?
and Ben said pumpkin spice. So,
Hey, maybe. In the research that I saw that you'd send me, Scuba, it said a mixture of salt and chili powder, and you throw
Yes.
it in their face.
well,
That
yeah,
sounds made up as fuck.
no. The salt is something I've never heard of the chili powder aspect.
Yeah, I never heard of that either.
until I was looking
What
at
about
this.
pepper
And I'm like,
spray?
Yeah,
Well,
like that's
but see, hold on.
a combination.
Here's the thing. You're not supposed to shoot them. You're not supposed to attack them because any way that you hurt them,
It
doesn't
hurts
hurt
you.
them. It hurts you.
Mhm.
So if you were to shoot
And
a
supposedly, even if it touches you, even the feather, that you'll die.
yeah, you'll die.
What if I shoot
Yeah.
myself?
Then you're gonna be dead.
But I thought
You don't
maybe.
have.
It
don't
doesn't
have-
reverse.
Like,
It's not like no. It only works one way, bro. It's a one-way portal.
Would it hurt them?
What?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
Like say like, what if they kill me? Like before I get to kill them, is it gonna hurt them killing
No,
me?
it's a one-way portal. It's a one-way.
Oh,
It's only if you hurt the creature, it hurts you.
Well, that's not fair.
Well, it's not
They're
fair. It's a-
selfish. They don't share.
What the fuck? It's a fucking witch bird. Of course, it's not fair.
that's some bullshit.
Yeah, dude. I want to take a poop on
Then
it.
says salt and water and a cucumber zest garnish.
Jesus.
Ah, yeah, I've heard that one though.
I don't think that.
Yeah.
That's
I-
the Lechusa. That's the Lechusa.
I did hear though, if you come in contact with it and you speak to it. Now I didn't read this in what you sent us, but I heard that if she talks to you, if the Lechusa talks to you and you talk back, then basically she's going to be hunting you for the rest of your life. And the only way to protect her from coming into your house is to line each entrance of your house with salt.
Yeah.
That way they can't pass.
Mhm.
Or
I mean, that's what I've heard.
and you can use a circle of salt around your yard as well to keep them from
Yes.
even,
I'll
to
shoot
create a
it.
Get
perimeter.
on your property.
Yeah.
Speaking
I've
of
had one over
salt, just to like shit on everybody, but are we bringing the salt to this next investigation?
Yes, we are bringing the salt to the Yorktown investigation.
Google wants
We're
to,
going to use it
yes.
as a trigger. So,
Nice.
so Mike has a vial of salt, which I don't even. What episode were you on? I know you've already been on one. What the hell was our topic?
Cool shit, Mike says. I think it was like volume 1.
Oh God.
Yeah, it had to be.
Anyway, Mike has a little vial of salt from the Sloss furnace, which was demonic salt, and then they cleansed it, or I don't fucking know. But we're not supposed to ever open this salt. And there's been a couple times where I'm just like, "Fuck it, open it. Just fucking open it."
It's over there.
Yeah, it's sealed with holy water.
That is the Darkseid Paranormal wall of cursed items that Mike has in his house.
Where's the rocking chair?
Oh, it doesn't come in the house.
Yeah, he doesn't keep it inside that.
We should take the rocking chair to the hospital.
No, nope. I am not transporting that shit again. Not
I'm
gonna.
down.
No.
You're down with the salt, but not with the rocking chair.
Yes, because that rocking chair is not contained. The salt is contained.
I'm gonna open the salt and throw it inside your truck.
Bitch, don't
That's
do
crazy looking.
that.
Oh, no balls. No
Ben
balls.
says you have to talk to the Lechusa with a strong German accent. You gotta get your Hitler on when you're talking to the fucking girl.
All I know is that if a Lechusa was like, man, I'm gonna pick up Mike and fly away with him, that Lechusa better be working out, because no average Lechusa is gonna pick me up.
Bro,
Just
there's
throwing that
nothing
out there.
average. There's nothing average about a magical witch bird.
Nah, I don't think so, bro. Like,
Plus,
it might be able to pick up one of y'all.
if it's following you, Mike, it's going to get a hold of one of your bangs first. So it's good to go.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm taking your equipment. Bye.
Like, it's going to be following TJ and I, and it's going to make a strategic decision to pick up TJ and not me, to avoid that work.
I'm,
The smart bird.
I'm fucked. Yeah.
So- So also it says here, if you wake up in the morning and see large scratches on your door or window seals, it means the Lechusa was there and is coming for you. So you must prepare yourself accordingly. Some stories of the Lechusa encounters have happened well into the 21st century and continue to this day. So I've never witnessed any scratches on my front door or my windowsill that I've really paid attention to. So I can't say that I experienced that. I just know that I saw the bitch a shitload of times when I was with my cousin, and then when I was sneaking home from my girlfriend's house. Those are the only times I've ever seen it. So
All
I
I
know
gotta
that.
say, if that bitch comes to my house, my dog's gonna eat that motherfucker up, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Chewy's gonna have a good old time with that.
He's gonna have some fried chicken, fried
Yeah.
burger, whatever. Owl. fried
TJ,
owl.
are you sitting with the Emperor? Because I can't see you at all.
Yeah, dude, I'm at the Death Star right now, actually. I'm about to
Ah,
go do
okay,
some
right
dark
on.
stuff.
Yes, Skywalker.
I am your father.
Hey, so real quick, you were talking about the items that we're getting ready for at Yorktown. I just wanted to like bring everybody up to speed, and even everybody that's kind of participating now. This little EMF pump here, it's actually really cool. It was relatively cheap for paranormal equipment, believe it or not. And once it goes on, my EMF detector goes nuts. I mean, like it's supposed to. But what I'm really hoping for is that allows us to get more evidence, and maybe let them use some of that energy to try to create more like findings for us out there. And it's pretty simple. I mean, just turn it on. You're not supposed to have it within 2 feet of you, but obviously I do. And it's relatively quiet, and it does what it's supposed to.
Oh God, TJ.
I'm ready to take on that nun, man.
God damn it.
Oh,
we don't
man.
talk about my OnlyFans on here, damn it. That was just between me and you, Bowser. That was between me and you.
So, what was that story on that scratch that you sent us?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I remember you sent us that scratch or whatever. What's the story on that?
Oh, the story on the scratch from the video?
Yeah.
So in that video, your typical people breaking into Yorktown Memorial Hospital. It's been broken into more times than who knows what. It was actually how I got in there the very first time. I didn't say this on camera, but I did. Anyway, so they said that they wanted to go investigate the top because the second floor is where the nun's like little apartment was. And they went up there, they saw the apartment, no noise, no nothing. They walked down the hallway, and that one guy that actually got scratched started saying he felt burning in his back. And so they pulled it up, and that's the scratch that I showed y'all, those 2 long scratches. Now, what I forgot to tell y'all, and I didn't share with y'all, is that later on in the video, in the basement, there was like this one cell that they used to put like the really, really crazy people in. And that guy was in the cell. And when he came out, he had more scratches on the bottom of his back because he actually invited the nuns to scratch him again if they could, is what he said.
Holy shit.
It was
Well,
pretty
we know
intense.
who's gonna do that.
That's fucking insane.
So that's like that metal cell that's like in the middle of like where they used to keep the prisoners, right, or something like that.
It's like, yeah, it was because in that same cell, it's just a big room. There's one iron cell in there, and then there's actually shackles on the wall. So they could have 2 people in there at one time. They could shackle one to the wall and have one in the cell by himself.
Holy shit.
So
yeah, it's pretty intense.
So that's where you're gonna sleep, right, TJ? That's where you said you're gonna fucking sleep?
I want the nun. I want that bitch.
I'm gonna sleep. Okay, so we're already talking about where we're gonna sleep because we have the whole building from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So this will be the first time that all 4 of us go and stay the night somewhere. You know what I mean? So this is gonna be a very interesting investigation, especially with the history of the place. And at the last investigation, Mike got grabbed, his foot got grabbed while he was going to sleep. Joe heard crazy shit as he was walking upstairs to go sleep. So my thing is, we're sitting here saying, "Oh, I'm gonna be badass and I'm gonna go sleep here and I'm gonna go sleep there." Goddamn well, we're all gonna end up sleeping in the same motherfucking room.
Yeah, the story could change once we get there. You never know.
Except I don't know. TJ is crazy enough to go sleep in the nun room by himself. I'm not that crazy, and we all know that.
And you know what? It really does depend on what you believe, because while there's like tons of like associated history with the building, and there's been countless investigation and ghost adventures and all this shit, at the very same time, there's been plenty of people. We lost him, that have come out and been like, there was nothing at this hospital. This wasn't even an actual hospital. It was a drug rehab place. Like, nothing happened here. The deaths are unverified. So like, examining both ends of the coin, it just seems that there's a lot more evidence that stuff happens there than stuff doesn't happen there.
Yeah.
I've never heard stories personally. I've never heard stories of people going there and nothing happens. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough, but yeah, I see a lot of evidence of stuff being there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to think too, like, how solid is the evidence, though? You know what I mean? Like, and I hate to say that people, would make shit up, but come on. I mean, you got to think at least. This is just lowballing it. At least 50% of the shit is made up. You know what I mean? And we've experienced shit at investigations that we can't explain, and then we've also gone and not got shit. You know what I mean? And we grasp like the smallest thing we see. You know what I mean? And we're like
it says,
like
and then pick the car down on the bottom.
It'd be badass. You know what I mean? If we caught something, but we didn't get shit. You know what I mean? It happens like that sometimes. But my biggest thing for us is I don't want us ever to embellish on anything that we get. You know what I mean? And it may seem like, oh, Scuba's being negative or what. It's not me being negative, man. It's just that I don't want.
It's protecting the integrity of it.
Exactly, because if I can debunk it, and if I can give it a logical reason, then somebody else who's done this even longer would be able to pick up on that also. And I just don't want us to look stupid putting something out because we got excited and it's like, oh shit, let's put it out. But then somebody's like, oh, well, it could have easily been this, and that's why whenever we look at our evidence, I always want to say, and it could be something, you know what I mean? It could be something, but for me, I still want to look at it in a logical sense to try to explain it in a logical way, and then play, and then be like, okay, well, we'll take this off and we'll take this off because this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. And then once we get to the point where it's like, okay, we've done every single possibility of what it could be, none of it makes sense, then it's paranormal. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
Well, that, and then I think one thing that people need to understand, and with the exception of Joe, Scuba and I, and even TJ, been on many investigations, been doing this a while. It's not that sometimes evidence is paranormal per se, or that like it's a ghost, but it's unexplainable. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest word like that people need to understand is that it's unexplained. So we know it wasn't this, it wasn't that, it wasn't this. All these explanations that someone could go, oh yeah, well, that's what did that. It's just that we don't know. So there's a lot of times that there's stuff we can't explain, and because we can't debunk it or we can't have it explained to be logical, then it's like, well, that's just unexplained. Now we could call that paranormal. Somebody else might not. You can debunk anything pretty much, but I think people just need to understand that sometimes something's just unexplainable. We don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah. So Ben just commented in the chat. Remember when we were at the graveyard and we got that name? Then we found the grave. Hard to believe that's just coincidence, which is true, Ben, because something like that, man. We found this tiny ass cemetery in the middle of nowhere. Mike wasn't with us on this investigation. It was just Joe and I, and then Ben and his wife. We decided to take them on a small investigation, and we ended up finding that small cemetery off of Chapman Ranch Road, like literally in the middle. It's when I say in the middle
of a field.
It's in the middle of a field. And what happened was, I forget what the name was. What did it say? Juan or Jose or something? I think it said Juan. I think the name I think
it was Juan. It started with a J. I know that.
Yeah, it said Juan, and then not even a minute later, there was a grave right there that said Juan. The name was Juan something, and we were like, oh shit, that was too close for it to be just a coincidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we use the spirit box, if it's scanning stations, most stations are in English. You know what I mean? So for it to even say Juan the way it said it, and us be in a cemetery with nothing but Hispanic names, because every tombstone that we saw was a Hispanic name, and I didn't even think, being out there with the little patch of trees and shit, to even like look in the trees to see if we saw any fucking lechuzas, like, because that could have easily gone south right there.
Oh yeah.
So,
hey, speaking of Ben, real quick, Ben, I know you're still on here, and I know you were asking the other day about it. This is for you. Where is it? There it is. So Scuba knows how to get in contact with you better than I do, but this shirt is for you. You've been waiting long enough.
Dang, he gets one before I do.
Hold on. Where the fuck did you get those?
I got it from don'tworryaboutit.net.
Oh.
I don't know if you want. It's a pretty good site.
Got him.
Okay. Yes, okay. It's okay. Guess who's not getting custom shit anymore? All right.
Nah,
Traitor.
so this is a logo that I had messed around with the other day, and we had come up with, and nobody else will have this. Not even us. Well, maybe me. But so Ben, it's yours whenever.
Well, Joe, we'll have those shirts. Don't even fucking worry about it. He sent the
We'll
logo.
have
I can
better
fucking
ones.
print them up. Yeah. we'll have
Copyrighted.
better ones. Don't give a fuck your copyright, bitch. I don't give a shit. Ben, that whatever. Take that shirt, Ben. Take that shirt. It's got bed bugs. That's why he don't want it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had to shave
No,
my head
he
because
doesn't want it because it has sleeves on it. That's why he don't want
Yeah, it's got
exactly. Thank you, Joe. Someone
got
notices.
sleeves.
it.
Yeah.
Hey,
If you once we start putting our shit out, you'll realize Mike never fucking has sleeves on ever.
Joe needs a new
But his-
shirt. This
his
should be a
past
we were
segment.
talking
look real
about that.
good in
Hold
night
on.
vision.
We were talking about that before you jumped on, before we went live. I told him I need to get him a new shirt because that shirt that we gave him was just for the
It's like a
Lechuza.
visitor pass. Just
Yeah, it's like a
slapped right
visitor
there.
Yeah.
pass. That's all it was.
It's like
It was,
I visited my daughter's elementary school.
Yeah.
Visitor pass.
It was just to identify that, hey, he's just here as a guest. He's not, even though I was like, he's in the group. I'm already saying it. He's in the group. Mike was like, nah, if this guy doesn't touch my wiener, he's not in the group. And I was like, I don't know if that's going to happen, bro.
And look at him now. He's in the group. So
I'm in the
come to
group.
conclusions
So
on your
It
own.
all worked out.
Wiener touches happen.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I lost service.
It's because the Lechusa was after you, bro.
That's
I
what it
know,
was.
thought I got you.
The power of the wingspan.
We thought it got you, bro. We thought it fucking got you.
Never.
So there, back to topic because we fucking straight off topic, like big time,
Yes, sir.
fucking straight off fucking topic. There's a fucking, there's shit tons of stories that have been told. There's shitloads of legends that have been told. There's one that happened in Batesville, Texas, or actually just outside of Batesville on Highway 57. There was a large, dark, menacing bird that suddenly appeared in the headlights of a car. The bird flew ahead faster than the car, swinging back and forth and bobbing up and down. The woman behind the wheel pressed her foot on the gas to outdistance the bird, which at one point circled back to fly right outside the driver's window. So it was keeping up with the fucking car. The bird seemed to be mocking the woman, but it wasn't a mockingbird. That's when the car went dead, the lights went dark, and the vehicle stalled, slowly losing speed. The driver managed to get the car off the roadway but could not restart it. The women locked themselves in the car and stuck it out in the middle of nowhere. The bird, meanwhile, disappeared as mysteriously as mysteriously as the car had died. It started back up. Now, yeah, this could have been, a loose battery wire, any number of, explainable mechanical things. But as far as these three women were concerned, the answer was the Lechusa. So it's a little weird that they saw this fucking thing chasing them on the fucking highway. Could it have been just a coincidence that the car died? Yeah.
It could have been, but at the same time that they saw that, I mean,
Yeah, that's
put
a
two
little
and two
too big.
Well, what kind of car was it?
It was a Chevy. No,
It was a
Oh,
Ford.
yeah.
it was a
It was
Ford.
Did they have gas?
Yeah, because the car started back up afterwards.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So
Yeah, and gas wouldn't cut everything off either, because I think it mentioned like the whole car died and like lights and everything went out.
Oh, yeah. The gas
But
wouldn't have done that.
yeah, if you run out of gas, just the engine shuts off. Your lights stay on. So I mean,
Could have been some
it's
aliens.
not like they ran out.
okay,
Well,
so
what,
that you
no,
say
what I was
that
going to say is, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, that there is an alien connection to Lechusas as well. When I was
Yeah.
researching this, I did come across that it may not even be something of this world.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
And then, I mean, you got to consider also people, I mean, whether it's theory or whether it's fact, I think it's fact. When you have the presence of a paranormal entity or whatever you want to call them, it uses energy from everything possible, to present itself, to manifest, to do this, to do that. And if you have something that large a scale like a Lechusa, assuming that that's what it was, assuming that it's paranormal, that's a very possible situation. Just like you hear about, people that were followed by aliens and the same thing happens, like all their power in their house went out and stuff like that.
Drains car batteries, kills it. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention to what the fuck you just said. I just want that to be known. I just want that to be known for when the audio version goes out. I was not paying attention to Mike at all.
Honesty.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just fucking around. I just wanted to see the face because he makes that face like "fuck you, Scuba"
Oh, I don't care.
all the time. No, but
Okay,
you know,
it's
and
Alzheimer's.
all things, like you said, you know, they take from all different types of energy. You know what I mean? Whether it be your physical energy or your car battery or what the fuck ever. You know what I mean? So, but like TJ said, it, you know, the whole alien thing. I did, like I said, I did come across a Lechusa UFO connection. It said the Lechusa might turn out not to be stuff of legend or a mysterious animal yet undiscovered. It could have a more otherworldly origin. What the fuck was that?
There's a music box. Sorry.
Fucking Joe. Was
It wasn't
Joe?
me.
Oh.
No, I just heard it in my headset.
That scared the
Yeah,
shit out of me. I was like, I heard
There's a Lechusa.
the fucking Lechusa. So it could have more otherworldly origin. Many people connected it with the alien abduction phenomenon that has been reported. Or anytime there is an alien abduction phenomenon, people have reported sightings of owls before and during their supposed abduction experiences. Many alleged abductees or experiencers claim that the owl is used as a screen memory to take the place of the aliens themselves, so as to cause the human less trauma in dealing with abduction experience. So basically, the aliens come and they say, "Oh, we're gonna take this dude, but let's disguise ourselves as owls instead of showing them ourselves, so that they don't freak the fuck out."
Yeah.
So owls are often associated with the arrival of greys, the short, menacing, spindly, hairless creatures with big black eyes who carry off humans for experimentations and tests. Kind of like Mike.
Just
Except
like Mike,
smaller.
yeah.
Except smaller. So the topic of screen memories and the aliens' use of owls is discussed at length in a nearly 400-page book by Mike Cleland titled "The Messengers: Owl Synchronicity and the UFO Abductee." So it's a very well-known fact that there is a connection between owls and alien abductions. So could the Lechusa be some kind of alien creature, you know? And maybe that's what their fucking lair is when you get abducted. You know what I mean? That
Or the aliens just using Lechusas to pick up people.
yeah, to pick their fucking prey, because if they can scan, because think about it, if it's some kind of being that can scan you and sense your fear and shit, and maybe that's what the aliens are looking for, is somebody who's very susceptible to that type of fear,
or just somebody who's they consider maybe to be not a good person, because like you were saying earlier, if you're in an argument and you leave the house, they pick you up.
Yeah.
They can see that as you're someone as a threat to somebody else, so they're trying to get you out of that situation.
Or you're being a puto and going to your girlfriend's at 3 a.m. Then they're like,
I was a
man,
teenager.
that's a shitty person. Let's get his ass.
I was
Fuck him.
a teenager, bro. You're
Asshole.
telling me.
The alien.
Hold on.
just said it was used to
So
get
you're
rid of the
telling
problem.
me you never snuck out of your house as a kid?
Never.
Never. Let me call your dad.
Call
Let me
him.
call your dad, Cabron. I will call him right now.
Bring him on.
I never did.
Thank you, Joe. There are two good mijos in this
There
group.
was a window big enough.
I
for him to
don't
sneak out
fucking
of, though.
believe you. Oh yeah, that's true too.
We had burglar bars on our windows when I was growing up.
They don't call him Tank for nothing. He fucking had to plow through the goddamn wall.
I had to go out the garage and it was loud as shit, so I
Like
never got
the
anywhere.
fucking, like the fucking Kool-Aid man.
Juggernaut.
No, the fucking Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I'd bust through and my dad's like, I'm watching TV. I'm
I'm
like,
watching
shit.
TV. Fucking go away.
Watching porn.
Not bad.
Look.
There was no
Sorry,
porn
Dad.
back then.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there's that scrambled station.
Yeah.
What's on TV? It was
Had to keep staring back down the hall, make sure nobody's coming.
okay, so can a Lechusa be killed? What do you guys think?
Yes, if you shoot it.
I
like
haven't
toe to
seen
toe
anywhere
before.
where it can be. I've seen how to keep it away. I have read nothing on how to kill it.
Run it over. I ran one over.
Well, if
There's
you
a
run it
story
over,
in
you're
here.
Dude,
There's a story. There's a story that you sent us in this that the guy ran it over, backed over it numerous times, took off, and said looked in the rearview mirror and it was getting up. So I don't know if that'll work.
Fucking
Sounds like Jeepers Creepers.
That's what I fucking just said. Jeepers Creepers, bro. There's so many things I attribute to that fucking movie. Like you watch that movie and there's a shitload of like different things that went into the fucking creeper. Like his dress looks like the Hat Man, you know.
That's why I don't go into cornfields. That movie.
I was all about those movies until like the whole director thing happened, and then I was like, "Fuck those movies."
Yeah, it was like the
And
first
that's
two, and then that
sucks,
third one
dude.
just sucked ass.
Well, yeah, but the director has that whole fucking child, or what was it? He's a fucking child rapist or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck.
Fuck
Yeah.
him.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, fuck him and those movies.
Yeah, that movie's like fucking like boycotted. Like it sucks because I used to like those movies a lot. So we don't give that guy money. So that's why part 3 was so shitty because nobody would back the film. So well, according to legend, the Lechusa possesses supernatural powers, and care must be taken to kill it or ward it off. If you shoot it, it won't die. You die. If any part of the Lechusa touches you, even a feather from its wingtip, you will die. If you dream about the creature, that means someone in your family is going to die. In some stories, the Lechusa has been killed, but when the sun comes up, the body of the bird transforms back into the body of an old woman. So can the Lechusa be killed? Yes, but only if done correctly. But it didn't give me a way to kill the bitch. Like it didn't.
Yeah,
say,
and if you kill the Lechusa, it's just the body of the woman. So where does the spirit of the owl or body
So you gotta
or
kill it
entity
when
of
it
the owl
transforms
go?
into the old lady, dude. Like you gotta kill the old lady. Like you gotta kill it like a human form. Not a bird.
What?
I'm not
They just
killing
go
the
around
old
killing
lady.
old ladies, man. Kill old ladies.
Yeah, do not listen to anything TJ says. That is, we as a company, paranormal company, we do not
We do not condone killing old women.
I do not endorse the killing of old
Yeah,
ladies to find
Don't do it at home,
Lechusas.
guys.
Yes,
You
not
leave it to
every
the
old lady is a
professionals.
fucking Lechusa. Yeah, we'll take care of it. We got this. So-
We'll find enough old ladies. One of them will be the Lechusa. I know it.
But yeah, no, and like I said, I did a shitload of
It'll be that
research on
nun.
this, and I didn't see any way to fucking kill it. Now they said they did kill it, but it doesn't
Yeah,
say
but
how.
how?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It doesn't say this is how you kill a Lechusa.
Because they didn't do it. Duh.
Yeah,
Anybody
can
can say they killed one.
spear.
Yeah, do that. I
An old
killed fucking.
spear dipped in holy water and just throw it.
I killed.
Dude, that
zombies
would be
all-
righteous.
That's like,
Right?
yeah, that's like me like saying I killed.
It's like something from the movie Troy.
Just a spear decked out in holy water, chunking it 50 yards across a football field, right through the heart of the Lechusa. Like, holy shit. Like, damn.
Fuck that
That's a
big
hell of a
bird.
game.
Fucking
Man.
old lady falls out of the fucking tree.
With my duster blowing in the wind and a tumbleweed, and you know, like,
But it
It'd
has
be
to be
number
Keanu
one on
Reeves
Sports
number
Center
one.
highlights.
yeah.
All right, so how can you protect yourself if you are new to the Lechusa? How do you protect yourself? Well, there's several things that you can do to ward off an attack from the creature. One of them is hanging a rope with 7 knots outside of your front door or on your porch shows the creature that you acknowledge and respect it, and it will leave you alone. So when I read that, I thought of the noose that we saw at the Martha Chapel Cemetery.
Oh, that was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
creepy. That was rowdy.
But that wasn't like a 7-knot fucking rope.
Yeah,
That was just
that's
a noose.
technically only
That was
a
just a
slip knot, 1 knot.
Wasn't it?
Still, it just reminded me of the fucking noose. I don't know what kind of fucking knot it was. It was just creepy as fuck up there in that goddamn tree.
It was a hangman's
Yeah.
knot.
Yeah, basically a slip knot.
I just made that shit up. Anyway.
So number 2, if you see the creature flying at you, an attack can be repelled with a combination of salt and chili powder thrown into the Lechusa's face. So
Is it regular table salt? Is it kosher salt? Or is it the pink Himalayan salt?
it doesn't matter as long as it's fucking salt.
You went
So you
fast.
can use like Michelada mix.
That's what I would, dude. Okay.
Hey, there you go.
But here's the thing. It goes back to her taking people from the bar, snatching people from the bar. What is a
Sure.
She likes drunks.
well? What is a topping that you put on
Yeah, the bar
Mexican
salt.
beer? They put
Lechusa.
bar salt, fucking
Oh.
chile. Some people put chili, chili and fucking lime and salt and shit. So maybe she don't like that shit. Maybe somebody was running home one time and had like a fucking dress Corona, and she fucking flew after him, and he fucking threw it, and fucking, who fucking
God,
knows?
is the three ninjas attacking the Lechusa with chili powder and fucking salt and all this bullshit? Get out of here, bro.
Bro, I'm just
Colt
saying,
and Tom Tom.
Yeah, all right, Colt, chill out there.
this is what I found in my extensive research. Okay, I had a lot of time to fucking. So then it said if salt and lime,
Fuck that. I'm
if,
trying something.
if salt and chili powder are not handy, you can always recite the Magnificent. The Magnificent in Spanish, it's La Magnifica, which is a Catholic prayer taken from the Gospel of Saint Luke, where the Virgin Mary is praising the power. I'd be fucked because I don't know any prayers.
I don't either.
It's also called the Canticle of Mary and celebrates the Visitation, the second joyful mystery of the Holy Rosary. The prayer must be recited in the normal manner and backwards. Who knows that prayer?
What the fuck?
Who
That's like
the
getting pulled
hell?
over and the cop telling you, "Hey, tell your ABCs backwards."
ABCs.
Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
I can't do that.
Debunked.
CYX. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm going to jail.
Like, here comes the Lechusa. Let me try to remember this prayer real quick. Oh, wait, now I got to say it backwards.
While I'm let me say this shit backwards. Jesus.
The Lechusa's like, you defeated me. You said the prayer once, but you didn't say it backwards. You're like, oh, fuck.
Fucking claws in your fucking shoulders and your
Yeah, we're
fucking gone.
fucked.
So, the fourth way, which is my fucking favorite way, because this is how I grew up knowing to get rid of this bitch. You have to
Cuss it
cuss
out.
Chancla?
You cuss it out while you're running the fuck away. Cuss the most obscenities you can until you make it home safely.
With the
So,
chocolate.
with the fuck that, dude. The chancla ain't gonna save you.
But wouldn't like that be kind of contradictory to this whole like the Lechusa doesn't like arguing and ugliness and it'll come for you more?
It doesn't like it towards other people when it
So
doesn't.
it likes punishment. It likes the abuse.
She might be fucking into that shit. I don't fucking know.
S&M, BDSM. Yeah.
I'm just saying that is the one true way that I have grown up all my 38 years on this planet with getting rid
God,
of
you're
it.
old.
You fucking cuss it out.
Nah, I usually don't cuss, but if something like that was flying at me, chasing me, I don't know of any other words I would say other than cuss words.
So like, I'm just gonna put it out there honestly. With as big as I am, if I was standing outside and here came the Lechusa, I'm gonna try to throw hands. I know it's not gonna work, but I don't want to die tired. You know what I mean?
You know
I'd
what?
rather die throwing some hands.
Bullshit.
I'm gonna
I call bullshit.
Little chop.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit. You would not.
I
not
think you
throw
would.
hands.
It would be a high-pitched scream
And there might
followed
be
by
fucking,
pants wetting
yes.
and then passing out.
I've seen you get scared at
That's what I
shit.
see.
So,
Dude,
But did I run?
well,
Can
'cause
you
it
say
was
that?
just a sound. No, but
Thank you, sir.
There's a fucking Lechusa in front
dude,
of
there
you.
was a snake.
You
in
are
the grass,
not
dude.
throwing hands with it. Don't even.
Y'all would have
fucking-
left me like the snake in the grass.
Oh fuck that bitch! That snake. That
was
snake could
scary,
have got
dude.
us, bro. That was some real shit. That wasn't even goat shit. That was a fucking snake, bro.
That
Fuck
was like,
bro.
for those of y'all that don't know, on one of our first times ever investigating anything together, here goes Scuba, TJ, and I through this field. And like, we're walking through this grass, and I'm like, man, like, there's something moving. And I get my light, and it's kind of dusk, so like, there's a little bit of light out. I shine my light, and I see this big snake by my feet, and it's like going away from me. So I'm like, oh shit, it's a snake. These two, as I was saying, they were like halfway away, 50 yards downfield. And I'm like, what the fuck? So like, I'm just walking behind the snake. I'm walking behind it the whole time, like, God damn it. And it was just walking away from me, but still.
You didn't specify what kind of snake. It could have been a fucking rattlesnake. You didn't say which fucking way it was going. And TJ and I had already said, because this grass was fucking tall. So fucking first of all, it's not like we could see which way the fucking snake went. So, dude, it was like past our hips. That's how fucking tall the grass was.
It was huge, yeah.
So fuck you, first of all, because you just said snake, and we had just got done saying we really hope we don't see any snakes because we're fucking gone if we do. You said snake, we were gone. We were gone. We were just true to our word. We are men of our word, and we were gone.
Hey, I keep seeing the Instagram thing flashing. How many followers are we at now? Can you see, Scuba?
On Instagram,
On Instagram?
look. We have.
It keeps flashing on my screen like follower.
Are we on Instagram Live right now too, or no?
No,
No.
we're not on Instagram Live, but we did throw it out there. We are now at 1,047 followers on our Instagram, which
Wow, dude.
is Darkseid Paranormal CC. Also, if you guys want to follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on Facebook at Darkseid Paranormal Corpus Christi. We do post on there. I schedule some posts every once in a while when I remember to do it. I'm a very bad host, but all four of us have access to that. There is a fifth member. Actually, there's a sixth member because Grogu is our fifth member.
Thank you.
Yes.
Grogu is our fifth member. We do have another member,
Who?
but Ghost, the Ghost.
Oh, the ghost.
The Ghost. We do have a Ghost member. Her name is Savannah. We call her the Ghost because
I've never met her.
she's supposed to
Fuck is that?
She's supposed to be our the girl that helps book our shit. She's supposed to be our Janine, but
She's about there as much as my dad is. So.
Oh damn! She's about
Say hi,
no.
Chewie.
What up, little buddy? Chewie. What up, Chewie? That's our ghost dog right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mine's around here somewhere. I don't know.
I locked my dogs in the room.
Oh, that's
They're too damn wild. So, but all right, guys, I want to thank you guys for being on here with me today. It was great. I fucking love having all of us on here. You know, usually I have just one person and we go back and forth, but it was great to have all you fucking assholes on here. But before we go, so do you think the Lechusa is something that people have imagined? Is it a cryptid or a spiritual animal? What do you guys think?
I think it's a mixture between cryptid and something spiritual.
Yeah.
Like me not being Hispanic, I'm not familiar with it as a kid or anything. I grew up in the Midwest, so we had bobcats and crap like that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely believe in it. I mean, people have seen it. Scuba's seen it.
I've seen it. It's
You've
real.
seen. Yeah, I mean, I definitely believe it. Now, what does it have a reference to aliens? It's possible, but I see it more like a spiritual aspect, like a skinwalker or something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, and you got to remember too that Mexican legend is really, really versed with, you know, Indian lore and stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, duendes and all that.
Oh yeah, which I'm gonna do an episode on duendes because
Hey,
those
go on YouTube and look at the videos of them things. The things are
oh
cool.
dude, yeah, they're fucking creepy, dude. I've seen one when I was fucking little. I've seen one. They're fuck those things.
No.
So
Yeah.
if
Did
you
it
grew
touch
up, no, it did not touch me. Shut up.
Fire.
God damn it. I'm fucking like dying over here.
We can't get COVID through the internet, can you? Because
I
goddamn.
don't think so. I don't think so.
Right.
I'm not, but that mic got it though.
I don't even have it anymore. Shut up. So, if you grew up in a Mexican household, one thing is for sure: the Lechusa remains one of the most told legends to make sure we get home before the street lights come on. So, I just want to say once again, thank you to Darkseid Paranormal Society, Corpus Christi, for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you, fellas. I will see you guys. Are we? Oh, we have that. Are we still going to that lady's house on Sunday?
Sunday night,
Sunday night, 6:30ish.
Okay.
6:30ish.
Cool. All right.
Good.
Also, guys, if you guys have an investigation that you would like for us to do, you can always email, or I'm sorry, you can always message us on Facebook, message us on the Instagram, and we will go check it out for you guys. We do like that you
Free.
guys send us some stuff first. Like, don't just say, "Oh, this is happening." If you have evidence, you know, even if it's recordings or whatever, just try to catch something yourself first before you message us, so that way, you know, we have some proof of it, so you know nobody's getting their time wasted.
Yeah, and to everybody out there, we do it for the love. We don't do it for the money, so it's totally free.
Yeah, we
Definitely.
don't ever charge. Now, if you guys want to, if you guys aren't close to us and you want to, pay for us to stay at a hotel room or something, we're down for that. But it's not mandatory. It's not something that, we're going to ask you guys for money or ask you guys to pay for this or pay for that. We will never, ever, ever ask for any money for any of this.
No, not at all. And I will tell you that I was part of another paranormal group. Might be local, might not be. Anyway, that's not the point. To where they started doing this thing where they were asking everyday people for their money in the situation. Let's put it simple. We're not exorcists. We're not going to get something out of your house. We can look at things. We can tell you what might be there, and we have suggestions for removing it. But to make claims like that and to try to charge people money, there's a bunch of clowns, man. Don't let people like that for you.
The thing is, we can do cleansings. Now, as far as like exorcisms and stuff, no, we can't.
Right.
But there are cleansings that we can do. There are things that we can do to help a spirit move on or help rid a location of a spirit. But we will never, ever, ever charge you for any of that. You know what I mean?
Money sucks.
It's just,
we're here for the evidence. The evidence. I'm a Christian. As a Christian, I turn non-believers into believers. That's what I want to do with the paranormal also. I want to catch the evidence. That way, when somebody says, oh, ghosts aren't real, we have evidence. Like, look, it's right here.
And we have a huge mix in this group. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
that's what I love about our paranormal team is that we have such an eclectic mix of people. You know what I mean? Like, we're not all the same. We all believe in different stuff, but when we come together as a team to put out the best thing that we can. We're not going to sit there and argue that, oh, you believe in this or I believe in this and this and that. That all that is set aside when we're together. We're the team. We're there for our goals, and all personal shit is put aside.
And I honestly think that's what makes us a good group, because if you have a group full of like-minded individuals, you're going to have the same outcome every time. If you have different perspectives and different beliefs, you're going to look at everything from different angles.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about our group, man. I think we mesh real good.
Yep. Just as long as TJ don't play his fucking satanic fucking.
Oh yeah.
But to its credit.
Oh, it did get
Right when he did that, something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
We're gonna find that out in Yorktown, guys.
Bitch, you're gonna
Find
get
out.
out of the fucking hospital.
I'm bringing my Bible. Bringing the Bible.
I'm bringing extra underwear.
Bringing my cross.
Oh, it's the wrong way.
I think his screen's inverted. It's okay.
He's upside down right now. He's
Yeah.
I'm doing exercises right now, guys. I'm really upside down.
He's fucking. That's what he is.
Calm down, De Niro and Cape Fear. Relax.
That's six-pack talk.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you for being on the show. To you guys out there in Facebook and YouTube and Twitch now that we're streaming live on Twitch, we are live on Twitch also. I want to say thank you for watching the show. The audio version will be available soon. I don't know when TJ uploads the audio. But that'll, listen for that soon if you're one of the ones that catches the audio podcast. So stay spooky, and I will catch you next time on Somewhat Supernatural. Take it easy, guys.
Later, man.